Hi friends, Mindy here. I'm going to do a quick flip through of my completed journal. This was for Witness to the Wonder from Bythewell4God for December. You can see it got quite chunky. I had to change my rings. Originally, I had some black rings in here and I had to change to the expander discs because I needed more space, and even then you can see it's pretty thick, but let's just get into it. So I have a lot of different, as usual, kind of pockets and tuck spots and everything, but one of the things that I did this time that was a little bit different too is I used the scripture cards that you could get that coordinated with the kit for a lot of the scriptures that coordinated with the day. So because I was working on another kind of long project after just coming off of a 30-day project, I wanted to try to keep it as simple as possible so I could just spend time you know, reading and studying and not spending so much time on the actual creating of things. So it helped to have these, you know, so I didn't have to write them out or whatever. So whenever possible, I actually use these scripture cards. So that worked out really well for this kit for this month. So this is day one. So I have a little pocket here. This pocket was a digital file that Bythewell4God put out for free this month, and so you'll see a lot of these here in my pages as well. So I just have a little journaling card here. I have some notes, and then I just used some music paper in the background, and then these will be the titles of the day, and then I use the flashcard over here, and just to decorate kind of the backside of that scripture card. So day two actually takes up this page and then part of this tag. So I created a little pocket over here where I have my flashcards and then some notes. And then I used the scripture card over here. We were learning about Eve here. And then day three starts on the back side of this card and then this full page. And this was about Abraham and Sarah. So I have some scripture here and then flashcard also tucked in there. And again, the scripture card here. And then I just made this little word, hope, down here. It's just talking about their story, you know, how old Sarah was when she found out she was pregnant, and then different things. So just kind of all spoke to me in that way. So I used one of the stamps, the stitching, I can't remember the name of it now. I'll try to link it down below if it's still in the shop. That's actually from Handcrafted, that release. But anyway, day four kind of has a lot going on. So this was about Tamar and Rahab, and how even though they were, you know, flawed in their own kinds of ways, they're both mentioned in the lineage of Jesus. So I have some notes here, and then I have this scripture card that goes with day four, and then day five starts on this little glassine envelope, and I have a tag that I made that has some notes here, a flashcard, and then I have a bunch of scripture written out here. And this is actually one of the scripture cards. I just went ahead and put some craft paper on the back for some more room for some notes. And then this was about Ruth and Bathsheba. So I have some more scripture here as well. So there's kind of a lot of flippy spots for that particular day. And then day six, I again used the pocket. I used one of the journaling spots for one of the scriptures, one of the journaling cards, and then another one of the scripture cards here too. And then I have some notes, this is actually a scripture. I just wrote it out on the back side of this one as well, because there were several scriptures for each day. So this day, which is talking about David, I'm just going to open this up. I think I may have a process video for this one. I can't remember. But this envelope I created, and it just kind of flips open, and then I have a scripture card here, and this is day 7. I have the flashcard here, and then this flips up. You can and there's more scripture up here, and then I created a pocket down here with more scripture and some notes. So, and it all just kind of folds back together. This one was a lot of fun to do inside this envelope. I like the interactive elements a lot. So day 8 had a lot of scripture with it as well. We're talking about Isaiah here. And so what I ended up doing is just taking the scripture cards and kind of just stacking them on top of each other. And so I have, you know, the verse here, and then this is another one that was mentioned in the devotional. And then it's kind of the same thing. I just added a spot so I could write one of the verses here. And then this is the last card. And that was just the easiest way to kind of incorporate all of those scripture cards, because they're pretty big. They're like 4 by 4 or 4.5 by 4.5. And so my book is not that big. It's only like 6 by 6, I think. So anyway, moving on, this is day 9. We were talking about Jeremiah this day. Again, I have the pocket here, and then I just have all of the scriptures kind of tucked back in behind here and behind this big image. Just kind of using that to hold all of these in place. And then some other scripture here as well. And in this pocket, there's another tag. This is one of the spiritual prescription cards. And then I have some notes on there. And that just all fits in there. I have some music paper back here. This is just a vellum envelope that I included in there. And then I have some little pieces. This is the flashcard that goes with day 10. And this was about Micah and Hosea. And then I created a pocket here. And then I created this tag with some of the fabric that coordinated with the kit. And then I have all of my journaling spots and scriptures here. This is another one that had quite a bit of scripture with it. So I just have those tucked in there, and then this flashcard is just tucked in that pocket. Day 11 was about Gabriel, and I have this little journaling card tucked in here, and the flashcard that coordinates as well. And then day 12, again, is another one of these envelopes. This was about Zechariah, Elizabeth, and John the Baptist. And so it's going to work the same way. Just going to flip open. And then this part flips up. And this one actually has, I have the scripture cards on both sides of this flap for the envelope. And then another pocket down here with some more scriptures and some notes. I really like how these envelopes turned out. Just a lot of fun to have those interactive elements. It did make it a little bit bulky just because this was on craft paper, so it was kind of a thicker paper, but that's okay. Day 13 was about Mary, and I just have one of those kind of ginormous tags. And so I created a pocket from the actual scripture card, and then I tucked in there another scripture and some notes. And it's just tucked in there like a little, it almost looks like a ruffle, but it's in there. So day 14, again, I used one of the pockets, and it's just housing. This was about Joseph, and it's just holding some spiritual prescription cards here. These are actually the ones that Bythewell4God just released, and it's the classics version. So there's a bunch of neutrals. So you can get these in the shop. I'll try to remember to put my link down below for those, so you can get those anytime, not just for the kit release. And there's also, while I'm thinking about it, there's also library cards and alpha tile stickers. So anyway, I used one of the background papers because it actually had the scripture for this day for Joseph, and I wanted to keep this, so then I just kind of embellished around it. That way I could get everything on here that I wanted to, and still be able to use this beautiful paper. Day 15 is Caesar Augustus. Again, I used the scripture card and made it into a pocket, and then I just have a tag in here with another verse and some notes. Day 16 is Bethlehem. This was one of the journaling journaling cards that came with the kit. And then I just matted that with some paper. And then I added one of those library cards. These, again, is one of those neutrals that you can get. And then I have some notes on the back, and I just made that little pocket. And then I didn't use the actual pocket from like the digital, but I did just cut out the number here, and you can see I did the same thing here. I just used a portion of it, so I didn't use the pocket every time, but sometimes I just used like bits and pieces of it. And I think I actually have a process video for this day. I'll try to link it below. This one is, I'm just realizing that I didn't actually put it on here. This is day 17. I'll have to go back and do that because that will annoy me. This was about the angels. Oh, there it is. And then, so I had a journaling card here. I had a journaling card here. I have some more notes. This is actually another scripture from the devotional day. Here's the pocket, and then I made a tag with some more of the scriptures. And then this is actually a scripture that I just thought of while I was doing the study. And so again, this was, you know, had a lot of verses on it. So I just made a little, like a tip in here with that scripture card. And then on the back of this one, this is day, 18. And, sorry, I got myself confused. Anyway, this is day 18. And what I did on this page, I don't know if you can tell, is, I used a transparency kind of as an overlay over this, this tag. And then I used the journaling card here down at the bottom. And so it's kind of, I don't know if you can kind of tell, but this was one of the digital papers that you can get that coordinate with the kit. So I just printed it on transparency paper. I had seen Jessa do that, and I thought it was such a fun idea, so I wanted to try that. And then I created a little, this is one of those little like coin envelopes, and I just put some pattern paper on it, and that's where I have my little pocket with another one of the verses here. So this was for day 18. And then day 19 is talking about the wise men. And then, so I just kind of framed this scripture card with some mulberry paper. And then this is actually a pocket back here. So I have my tag, and I included the lessons from the wise men. This is something that Judy wrote in the devotional, and it was so good. So I wanted to make sure that I had it here as well. So I just wrote that and put that in there, just kind of tucked behind. Day 20 was talking about Herod. I wanted to use this paper without cutting it up, so it didn't leave me a lot of room to really do much on this page. So I took another one of those envelopes, and I put on the front and back one of the scripture cards. Oh, it just came out. And then I left the pocket. I don't know if you can tell. So I have, I'm using the pocket that was part of that coin envelope, and then I have my notes and verses here, and they just tucked in here. And this just clips in there. Day 21, I again used the scripture card, and I made a pocket here. So I have this flash card that comes out, and it's got a scripture on the back. And then I used the pattern paper to also create a little pocket for all of these verses and notes. This was about Simeon. Day 22 was about Anna, and I have just a little pocket here with the scriptures on one of these library cards. These are, again, the ones that you can get in the neutrals on the website. And then for day 23, there's a lot of scripture in here. We're talking about God. And so I used one of the scripture cards here. This was for day 23. This Deuteronomy 29:29 here. I used this, you can't really tell, but this is a fabric. This is the texture that came in the devotional kit this time, and it's got like a song printed on it, which was so fun. So then I added a little bit of actual music paper here. And then again, because there were so many scriptures, I just included this little folded journaling card, and I just wrote out all of the verses on here so that I would have them with this. And then the last day is day 24. And again, I just used the scripture cards, and I made one into a pocket so that I could tuck the other one behind there. And again, you know, some of these, they're not very fancy, but it was just an easier way to make sure that I could get through this. You know, December is such a busy time. And again, I was just coming off of doing another 30-day project. And so being able to use like the scripture cards was actually really helpful for me, because if you've watched my other videos, I like to have all of the scriptures written out. So whenever possible, I like to write them out. And this just meant that I didn't have to do that, because it was going to be in here with all of the little scripture cards. So anyway, I have more like pictures and like close-up pictures on my Instagram channel, so you can find me over there. My handle is Minders78. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That just helps other people find my channel as well. And until next time, bye-bye.